Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages or the cards that come out in today's reading for you. Thank you so much for joining me, for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through the cards that come out in today's reading. So the first card we have is the Four of Swords. It's in the reverse, but you have some air sign energy with this. You could be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or even an Aquarius. And we have the King of Cups. And we have the World card. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands showing up here at the bottom of the deck. This does feel like an energy of making plans for the near future, or just thinking about the future and actually making plans and taking it quite seriously. I do feel like with this Two of Wands showing up over here, this feels like also making a decision and kind of being in a space where there is a sense of taking seriously the future and planning for it. I do feel like with this Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of someone who you may be hearing from that you haven't heard from in a while. I do feel like with this Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like being able to have an end to what may feel like a no contact. But it does feel like communication coming in, or someone reaching out. I do feel like though this King of Cups showing up over here, this does feel quite meaningful. It does feel like having a sense of depth to the situation or to a connection with someone. I feel like it's a loving situation. It feels like actually having sincerity when it comes to the emotions involved, but there are feelings involved. I do feel like with this King of Cups showing up over here, this energy also feels quite mature, or the way that things are being handled is in a very mature way, in a very controlled way. But with the World card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really being ready, or being prepared to make a transition of some kind, or being able to actually experience moving something to a new phase or to a new chapter, or even entering into a new start of something. I do feel like with the World card showing up over here, this energy does feel like being able to upgrade something. So it feels like doing better than where you're coming from. But I do feel like there is a change, and it does feel like a shift also happening and being involved. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. And we've got the Ace of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Temperance. And with the Temperance, we do have some more Sagittarius energy. You could be dealing with another Sagittarius with this. But with the Temperance card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience this feels like a very patient energy, or the situation kind of calling for being patient. I do feel like with this Temperance card showing up over here, this also feels like kind of going with the flow of things. And it feels spontaneous when it comes to really allowing for this free movement of things in the connection. But I do feel like with the Temperance card showing up over here, feels like pressure being taken off of the situation and things not being rushed. But with the Page of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of someone who has a lot of, it's like they think about you a lot, or they think about a situation a lot, but it feels like a lot of mental energy when it comes to this person being very much in their head. But I do feel like with the Page of Swords showing up over here, they may kind of you may not catch on to how much this person actually thinks, but I do feel like they think so much more than you realize about you and about the situation. With the Page of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of also kind of watching from a distance, and it feels very curious. It feels like a lot of curiosity in this person as well. But with the Five of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to either reconcile or to be able to kind of make amends with someone or the situation. With this Five of Swords showing up in the reverse, this energy feels almost like a regretful energy over something that may have happened or something that may have been said. But it does feel like a desire or an intention to offer an apology. So there may be an apology also coming in. You do feel like with the King of Cups showing up over here, this energy feels sincere. It does feel like a deep sense of care also being something that is triggering a desire to apologize. Well, with this Ace of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like an offer coming in from someone. And I do feel like with this Ace of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like also being emotionally open, and that being something that is represented by an offer that someone is making. I do get that with this Ace of Cups showing up over here. This could also be the start of, it's like you're entering into this new phase or this new chapter. It does feel like a new beginning. But with this Ace of Cups showing up over here, it feels like a strong sense of connection. And it does feel like also being able to have a connection that goes deep. It feels very meaningful, and it feels even spiritual when it comes to a connection, even if it's friendship or if it's as far as a connection with somebody in a romantic sense. It does feel like there's that level of depth to what you have, and it's very real. I also feel like with this Ace of Cups showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of kind of there's a sense of renewing something, renewing energy coming into things. And I do feel like with the World card showing up over here, it does feel like getting to a place where something needs to change or something needs to really evolve, or really be able to move to be able to show you that there is something worthwhile. But it does feel like being able to experience a sense of purpose to the situation. And I do feel like with this Ace of Cups showing up over here, it feels like a strong start to that realization of what this connection is. It does feel like things going deeper and kind of going beneath the surface in your connection. Do you feel like there could be an offer that someone is making you? It could even be something heartfelt that someone is saying to you. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We've got romantic feelings. And we have let go of control issues. And we have give your relationship a chance. So with the romantic feelings card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really taking the time to explore the connection further. I do feel like also being vulnerable, going deeper in when it comes to the connection that you have and exploring that. I do feel like there are feelings involved, but it does feel like actually giving attention to that connection. I do feel like with this let go of control issues card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really being in a space where I do feel like the pressure is being taken off. It feels like a strong start, but it doesn't feel like it is pressurizing you. It feels like it is also things moving at a comfortable pace. I do feel like with this Five of Swords showing up in the reverse, this energy does also feel like a surrendering kind of an energy. Also someone taking accountability and not trying to control things beyond them. I do feel like there is a sense of also being able to see someone for who they are. And I do feel like this is someone showing up in a way that's quite authentic and even vulnerable. But will this give your relationship a chance card showing up over here? I do feel like there is a lot of hope in the future of things. And with this Ace of Cups also showing up over here, this energy feels hopeful. It feels like a strong new start. And this could also be an energy of renewing an emotional connection. And I do feel like with this World card showing up over here, this does feel like transformation. It feels like transformation being experienced in the connection as well. But I do feel like with the King of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like a loving energy. It does feel like someone having genuine intentions or genuine feelings, and even that connection being one that is rooted in something genuine, something real, and even sincere. I do feel like with this Ace of Cups showing up over here, that somebody may also be showing you their cards. I do feel like there's a vulnerable energy with this card showing up over here, and they could be making you an offer that's also conveying that. But the Two of Wands showing up over here, I do feel like a lot of thought has gone into actions that are happening right now. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.